Welcome to Julekluzz and a Merry Christmas to you.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho.
Merry Christmas. Really nice to be here.
Have you ever played Santa? I see you got the equipment here.
No, it's just to keep warm in the Nordic blasts of winter.
Blasts.
Yeah.
Was or is Santa a rock and roller?
Well, I think Santa had a pretty good show. You know, when I was little, I always liked his songs, you know, about Rudolph and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I believe in Santa Claus.
Ever recorded a Christmas song?
No, but I would. I would like to. I know the man who wrote Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer made something like $75 million.
75 million.
Yes, he had the song. He thought it was a crummy song after he wrote it. He lives in California, and he just tossed it in a box of like songs I don't want to put out. And then somebody called him up for a Christmas special. Said, "Do you have a Christmas song laying around?" And he found it. It was huge.
What does Christmas mean to you?
I usually get very depressed at Christmas, and I usually have a lot of trouble kind of stopping everything and going through especially buying the presents drives me crazy, because it's like, oh no, what is this one? I have to think about what that one wants, and oh, do we have to do this? Can't we just say Merry Christmas and get it over with? So I have problem with it, but in the end, it's nice to see my family and friends. That part I like.
So have you ever given any thought at all to what you could have been if you didn't pick this line of work?
I had planned to be a politician. Yeah, before I got into music. That's probably what I would have been.
Right.
Yeah.
So what political ideas would you be fishing?
I don't have any. I gave them all up,
right,
because it's so silly. It's really like cartoons. I mean, terrible people in politics, really. I don't really think, I don't believe the news, and I don't even believe the nations of the world. And even when I come to a border, I kind of laugh. I mean, they don't really exist. It's like there's one world that everybody thinks is happening, and they think, well, there's the United States, and there's Russia, and there's South America, and there are all these nations, and they're all important. But I don't think, I think there's an inner life to people, and I think it goes on in their emotions and in their hopes and in the things that touch them or that never do touch them as human beings. And I think that's much more important than the life of governments and newspapers and silly weapons and all that. So I just don't have any interest in it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't care less.
You said you were 39. That means life starts next year then. Right?
No, I'm doing fine this year.
But how do you feel getting older? I mean, 40, you're supposed to, this is middle age coming up. Do you feel very much different from what you did, say, 15 years ago?
Yeah, I feel different. 15 years ago, I was 24, and I feel a lot different. I'm more aware now. It's definitely for sure with me that I'm going to die. I'm sure of that, you know, whereas at 24, I couldn't quite grasp that feeling. And now I'm sure, well, I've got about 20, 30 more years, and then it's... So I've become very much aware. It's almost like I can stand outside myself and say, well, let's have a look at this guy. What's he doing with his life? Is it worth doing? And what's he saying? Is it anything worth saying? So it's made me a bit more serious in a certain way.
So what is your measures of achievement in what you do?
That's a hard question. I think it's something you have to feel from inside you. You know, you go home, you look in the mirror, and you know if you've done a good day's work or not.
I happen to know that you brought along a little Christmas present for us.
Yeah, I did. I've been out on tour, and we made a little video clip of my song, Real Wild Child, which is live, which is much more interesting to me than normal video. Here it is.
Great.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good.
Merry Christmas.